Hare Krishna.
Govardhan is non-different from Lord Shri Krishna, yet he is considered to be Hari Dasa Varya, the best among all the servants of Lord Hari. The name Govardhan can be split into two words. Go means cows or senses, and Vardhana means nourishment. So Govardhan means one who gives nourishment to the cows as well as the senses of the devotees. Govardhan Hill descended directly from Lord Shri Krishna's transcendental abode, Goloka Vrindavan, to Vrindavan Dham on this planet Earth. He came with peaceful groves, caves, lakes, various minerals and jewels that are used by the cowherd boys and girls in the service of the divine couple Shri Shri Radha Krishna. According to the Garga Samhita, one day in Goloka Vrindavan, Lord Shri Krishna informed his eternal consort Srimati Radharani that she should now appear on earth as it was time for them to perform their pastimes within the material world. Srimati Radharani replied that unless the Vrajadam, Yamuna and Govardhan Hill were also present there, she would not be happy. Shri Krishna then informed her that Vrajadam, along with the Yamuna and Govardhan Hill, had already appeared on earth. Krishna and Balaram appeared in the land of Vrindavan and performed many wonderful and enchanting childhood pastimes by which they would conquer everyone's heart. One day, when Krishna was about 7 years old, when he was returning, along with Balaram and the other cowherd boys from the forest, they noticed that all the Vrajavasis were busy preparing for some ceremony.
Bhaiya, what is happening here?
Kanaya, let us go and ask Nanda Baba about it.
My dear father, can you kindly tell me for what purpose these arrangements are being made? I see that everyone is busy preparing for some festival. Please share with me the occasion, as I desire to know for whom this ceremony is being conducted and how is it performed.
My dear Krishna, Lord Indra is a controller of the rain and clouds are his representatives. We are arranging this ceremony to please him because he kindly sent us a rain for successful agriculture activities. Since water is so important for our sustenance, we must show our gratitude to the controller of the rain, King Indra. Without rainfall, we cannot produce grains, and we cannot live without grains. This ceremony is based on our tradition, and anyone who rejects it will certainly fail to achieve good fortune.
But Baba, living beings in this world are forced to experience the consequences of their own previous karma. Since Lord Indra does not have the power to interfere with the destiny of human beings, why should people worship him?
Vishnu, Vishnu! Krishna, please don't speak like this.
Yes, if Lord Indra hears this, he'll be really upset.
Anha, we have always worshipped Indra.
Yes, Lala. We have been worshipping Indra for many generations. We will be completely destroyed if we stop this sacrifice.
This entire creation is under the influence of the three modes of material nature: Sattvagun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. The clouds, which is the cause of the rainfall, and the rainfall itself are the effects of Rajogun. After the rainfall, the living entities derive the results in terms of success in agricultural work. What then Indra has to do with this whole affair? We do not derive any special benefit by worshipping Indra, so there is no need to worship him. He pours water on the rivers where there is no need of water. So his pouring water on the river or on land does not depend on our worshipping him.
Kanhaiya, doing this type of worship and performing these ceremonies is our duty as Vaishyas, that is given in the Vedic scriptures. We will incur sin if we neglect our duty by not doing this sacrifice.
The Brahmanas maintain their lives by studying and teaching the Vedas, the Kshatriyas by protecting the citizens, the Vaishyas by trading, and the Shudras by serving the higher classes. According to the Varnashram Dharma, the Vaishyas are engaged in farming, commerce, cow protection, and money lending. As a community, we are mostly engaged in cow protection.
My dear Krishna, what you have said is correct. I cannot refuse you. What do you suggest we should do?
My dear father, we are cowherd men living in the forests of Vrindavan, and we depend so much on green grass and hills for our livelihood. Therefore, we should do a sacrifice for the pleasure of the cows, the Brahmanas, and Govardhan Hill. Let us prepare wonderful offerings, including all kinds of milk preparations, and all these preparations can be offered to Govardhan Hill. The Brahmanas can invoke the sacrificial fire and chant special prayers while offering oblations in the sacrifice. We should feed the Brahmanas with nicely prepared foodstuffs and then reward them with cows as well as other gifts. Then all of us can dress and decorate ourselves nicely and circumambulate the cows, the Brahmanas, the sacrificial fire, and Govardhan Hill. Such a sacrifice will be very dear to all of them as well as me.
Let us prepare a grand ceremony for the worship of the cows, the Brahmanas, and the Govardhan Hill.
When Nanda Maharaj and the other senior men of Vrindavan heard Krishna's statements, they agreed with his words and began the preparations. The cowherd community then did all that Madhusudan had suggested. They arranged for the Brahmanas to recite the auspicious Vedic mantras, and, using the paraphernalia that had been intended for Indra's sacrifice, they presented offerings to Govardhan Hill, and the Brahmanas were respected very reverentially. They also fed grass to the cows. Then, placing the cows, bulls, and calves in front of them, they circumambulated Govardhan Hill. As the beautifully ornamented cowherd ladies followed along, riding on wagons drawn by oxen, they sang the glories of Lord Krishna, and their songs mingled with the Brahmanas' chanting of benedictions. Krishna personally expanded himself and appeared before the Vrajavasis in the personal form of Govardhan to instill faith in the hearts of the cowherd men, and he accepted all their offerings.
I am Govardhan Mountain. I am extremely pleased with your worship. I accept all of your offerings. Aniyor, bring me more, bring me more.
Stoka Krishna, did you notice something? Govardhan Mountain looks the same as our Krishna. Look carefully.
Mother Mangal, you are really funny. If he is standing next to us, how can he be on the hill? And how can he eat so much bhoga? The only thing Krishna can eat is a lot of butter.
Madhu Mangal, you must have eaten too many ladus, and that's why everyone appears like Krishna to you.
Just see how this hill has appeared in person and bestowed mercy upon all of us. Let us offer our sincere respects to him and pray for our well-being as well as well-being for our cows.
गिरी गोवर्धन की जय, गिरिराज महाराज की जय.
After performing a grand sacrifice and worship of the cows, Brahmanas, and Govardhan Hill, all the Vrajavasis happily returned to their homes along with Krishna and Balaram. All of them continued to remember and talk about the ceremony and how they were all blessed by the presence of Govardhan Hill in their lives. Everyone was happy and jubilant, except for one person.
King of the heaven.
Chandra, what is so urgent? What forced you to interrupt this wonderful dance performance that I was enjoying?
Oh Devendra, I beg forgiveness from you for interrupting the performance, but I am coming straight from visiting Earth and
Tell me, just like every year, have the residents of Earth's planet finished making their offerings to the demigods?
Actually, my lord, this year the inhabitants of Vrindavan have decided not to perform Indra Puja.
What? They have decided to stop Indra Puja?
As a result of defying the authority of the demigods, the inhabitants of Vrindavan will have to face the consequences.
They have greatly offended me by not performing my worship. Under whose instruction have they dared to neglect my worship?
One little boy, Krishna, has instructed them to worship Govardhan hill instead of worshipping you, my lord.
Is that so? They decided this after listening to a mere child?
Just see how these cowherd men living in the forest have become so greatly intoxicated by their prosperity. They have surrendered to an ordinary being, Krishna, and thus they have offended the demigods. Because they have taken the advice of this little boy, Krishna, they have stopped my worship. They must be punished. They should be destroyed along with their calves. Varuna, go and call Samvartaka.
Pranams, O Lord of the heaven. The time of complete devastation of the universe, Pralaya, is not destined to arrive now. So may I know why I was called at this time?
Samvartaka, the prosperity of the people of Vrindavan has made them mad with pride, and their arrogance is backed up by that boy Krishna. Now go and remove their pride. Go to Vrindavan and flood the entire village with torrents of rain, hailstorm and thunder. Destroy that village along with all the Brajvasis as well as their cows. Now they'll come to know who is Indra.
Ordered by King Indra, the clouds of devastation appeared above Vrindavan and began to pour water incessantly with all their strength and power. There was constant lightning and thunder, severe wind blowing, and incessant rain falling. The rain seemed to fall like piercing, sharp arrows. By pouring water as thick as pillars without cessation, the clouds gradually filled all the lands in Vrindavan with water. The rainfall was accompanied by great winds, and every living creature in Vrindavan began to tremble from the severe cold. Unable to find any other source of deliverance, they all approached Govinda to take shelter at his lotus feet.
Krishna, Krishna, kindly please save the cows and all of the residents of Vrindavan from the wrath of Lord Indra.
Looks like Lord Indra is upset with all of us. Please save us, Govinda.
Upon hearing their prayer, Krishna could understand that Indra, being bereft of his sacrificial honor, was pouring down rain that was accompanied by heavy pieces of ice and strong winds, although all of this was out of season. Krishna therefore concluded that he had to protect the Brajavasis, who were his unalloyed pure devotees and completely dependent upon him. He also understood that although the demigods were his devotees, somehow or other the chief of the demigods, Indra, had become puffed up with power, and therefore the Lord decided to relieve him of the false pride. Lord Krishna immediately went forward and picked up Govardhan Hill on the smallest finger of his left hand, exactly as a child effortlessly picks up a mushroom from the ground. Thus he exhibited his wonderful transcendental pastime of lifting Govardhan Hill.
My dear father and dear inhabitants of Vrindavan, all of you have been afflicted by the heavy rains and strong winds. Therefore, I have lifted this Govardhan Hill. Now you can enter safely under the protection of Govardhan Hill. Do not be afraid of anything and think that it will fall from my hand.
After the Lord pacified all of the Brajavasis, they entered beneath the hill, where there was ample room for everyone and their cows. Lord Krishna stood there for 7 days and 7 nights, holding up the hill as the people of Vrindavan gazed upon him. The Supreme Lord, who is the King of Rasas, Rasaraj, understood the desire of the Brajavasis and fulfilled their desires during these 7 days and 7 nights. Everyone in Vrindavan was always praying to have close association of the Lord during the day and in the night. Therefore, Krishna reciprocated individually with each of the gopis, gopas, cows, and calves who felt that Krishna was gazing only at them.
Krishna, we bless you from the bottom of our hearts for protecting us.
Krishna, please don't be troubled about lifting Govardhan so much, because by the power of my Brahminical mantras that I am chanting, I am giving you all the strength needed to hold Govardhan Hill.
I am unable to bear this sigh. How much pain my child must be going through while lifting this huge mountain on his soft hands, which are like butter. O Giriraj, if I have done any good deeds for your pleasure, then I pray for just one benediction, that while you are resting on the hands of my child, you appear very soft and light, just like cotton.
Yashoda Maya, this is such a wonderful blessing for all of us, as we can spend time with Krishna day and night.
Yes, Maya, we don't get a chance to be with Krishna through the day. It is so much fun!
Do not worry, Maya. Nothing will happen to our Kanaya. Maya, I am not lifting Govardhan Hill at all. Govardhan Hill is so pleased with her sacrifice that it is floating on my finger like a feather.
Our dear Kanha is working so hard by lifting this entire Govardhan Hill.
When we go back to our homes, we will churn out the best butter and feed him personally with our own hands.
Do not worry, Yashoda Rani. We will all support Krishna.
Krishna, we request that you please refrain from playing the flute. We have seen that when you play your flute, rivers and other such movable objects turn into stones, and immovable objects such as stones melt into rivers. What if this Govardhan melts into water? We will completely be destroyed.
while there was a massive rainstorm, hurricanes, thunder, lightning, and hail outside. There was a great festival going on underneath Govardhan Hill. Everyone was unaffected by the external storm. Samvartaka and the clouds were completely exhausted of all water after showering torrents of rain for days. But they were not able to touch even a single Vrajavasi, as all of them were protected under the shelter of the Lord. Indra tried to use his thunderbolt to destroy Govardhan and Krishna, but it was rendered useless, as neither Indra nor Samvartaka could move a single stone or even a blade of grass on Govardhan. When Indra observed this exhibition of Lord Krishna's mystic power, he became most astonished. With all his false pride crushed to pieces and his intentions thwarted, he ordered the Samvartaka clouds to desist. Then Indra returned to his palace. Seeing that the fierce winds and rain had now ceased, the sky had become clear of rain clouds, and the sun had risen, Lord Krishna asked all the Vrajavasis to step out, and then the Lord put down Govardhan Hill. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj came to embrace Krishna, and everyone showered blessings upon him. Meanwhile, in heaven, Indra was completely bewildered and ashamed of the mistake he had made. He approached his guru Brihaspati, expecting some sympathy and words of solace from him.
Oh Gurudev, I have committed such a big offense. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Lord and Master of all the universes. I have attempted not only to offend him, but also to destroy Vrindavan and the Vrajavasis who are his eternal associates. How foolish and ignorant I am. I am really ashamed.
Indra, what have you done is really foolish. How could you forget the supreme position of the Almighty Lord? Krishna is the source of all demigods. You have offended the Lord, and you will not be able to find any shelter to protect you from the reaction of this offense. How did you even think of doing something like this?
Gurudev, you are my most respectable teacher who is vastly learned. I am sincerely repentant for my actions. Please give me your shelter and kindly guide me on how can I come out of this situation. Please tell me how I can approach the Lord and beg forgiveness.
O Devendra, although you are the chief of the demigods, your intelligence is lost. In your false pride, you have committed the biggest of offenses by not just offending the Lord, but his beloved devotees, the Brajavasis. So, I cannot help you in any way. The only way the Lord can be approached is if someone who is most dear to the Lord approaches him and prays on your behalf. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Krishna loves the cows as he is Govinda, Gopal, and his planet is Goloka, and the hill that you tried to destroy is Govardhan. So, you should try and approach the mother of the cows, Surabhi, and beg her to approach the Lord on your behalf with all your sincerity.
Indra, the king of the heavens, thus taking instructions from his Guru Brihaspati, then approached Mother Surabhi with utmost sincerity and humility in his heart. He narrated the grave offense that he had committed unto the personality of Godhead and his dearmost devotees. Then Indra again and again fell at the feet of Mother Surabhi and begged her to help him by approaching the Lord on his behalf. Surabhi, being the mother of the cows, felt compassionate towards Indra and agreed to approach the Lord along with Indra.
My dear Lord, you are the most powerful of all mystic yogis because you are the soul of the complete universe. And only from you has all this cosmic manifestation taken place. Therefore, although Indra tried to kill my descendant cows in Vrindavan, they remained under your shelter, and you protected them all. You are Bhakta Vatsala. Indra is earnestly repentant for his offenses. Kindly be merciful to him and give him your shelter.
You are the Father and spiritual master of this entire universe and its supreme controller. You are insurmountable time, imposing punishment upon the sinful for their own benefit. Indeed, in your various incarnations selected by your own free will, you remove the false pride of those who presume themselves to be the masters of this world. Engrossed in pride over my ruling power, ignorant of your majesty, I offended you. O Lord, please forgive me. My intelligence was bewildered. I will never let my consciousness be so impure ever again. O Lord, you have shown your mercy to me by shattering my false pride. I have come to take your shelter.
My dear Indra, I stopped the sacrifice meant for you because you were greatly intoxicated by your opulence as the king of heaven. Now I want you to go back and execute your duties as the king of the demigods, and always remain humble without false pride.
Yes, my dear Lord, I will follow your instructions. Now, kindly allow us to perform your Abhishek.
Then Mother Surabhi bathed Krishna with her milk, and Indra bathed him with the water of the celestial Ganges. Thus Govinda, Lord Shri Krishna, was pleased with them. The residents of all higher planetary systems, such as Gandharva Loka, Vidyadhara Loka, Siddha Loka, Charana Loka, all combined and glorified the Lord by chanting his holy name and incessantly pouring flowers from the sky. The place where Surabhi and Indra performed the Abhishek ceremony for the Lord is called Govindakund in Vrindavan. Since that day, the Lord has been worshipped as Giridhari. Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai! Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai!
Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Samrama Sevamana Govindavari Purusha Tamaham Bhajami Govindavari Purusha Tamaham Bhajami.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.